Hi, hello. We are in Prague, and we are going to go to Prague Smichov. It is where you get the train to go to Revnice, which is the place where Martina Navratilova, the famous tennis player, was born. So, come with us to this interesting, out of the beaten track visit. Wow, this is different. It is like going back to the communist era. Look at the trams. Very old fashioned. And so it is the station, Prague Smichov Railway Station. Amazing. Look at that frieze. Really, it is an ode to the communist architecture. Look at that. Workers of the world, unite! And the chandeliers and all the details. It really takes you back to the earliest 1950s when they were doing all these wonderful, amazing projects of the communist era. There is even a restaurant. Let's go and see it later on. This station is the work of Ladislav Zak, the father of Czech functionalist architecture, who built many beautiful villas. In the 1930s and 40s, he was the architect of the rich and famous, like Lida Vaharova, the famous actress, and also Jan Sasvorka, who built many of the communist monuments. Russell, let's go and see the restaurant. What do you think so far of this station?
Take me back in time.
It takes you back in time, indeed. Once inside, one cannot stop thinking how it may have looked in the 1950s and 60s. Clouds of smoke, men playing chess and dominoes, big portions of basic communist food being served, and men reading Russian newspapers. And this door takes you straight to the platforms. And here it comes. That is the express train to Revnice. Oh, I can see. Graffiti artists have been busy at work in here. Everywhere the same thing. And we leave Prague for a 40-minute journey. And we arrive to Revnice. It is very basic, the station. There is not even a platform. It looks like a small place, and there is a nice hotel, the Grand Hotel. And this is the city center. There is one shop selling items that looks like they are still from the communist era. And that is the town hall. I saw this town hall in a documentary about Martina Navratilova's life. She mentioned going to this public building, and indeed, she mentioned spending hours reading in the library. So I can imagine a tiny Martina Navratilova here dreaming of international glory. The town is quite cute. Nice little shops. Today, very well stocked. I don't think it was the case in the 1970s when Martina lived here. Hi, hello. Thank you. And this is the main square of the town. I'm getting a little bit hungry, and Russell is looking at the fruit shop. Oh, these are nice. Look at those plums.
This is local, Czech plum.
Get some. Nice. Let's buy some to have a little snack. One of those young teenagers was Martina, back in the early 70s. And here we find the monument to the soldiers that die in the First and Second World Wars. And here we arrived to school. I am sure that Martina went to that school. And not surprisingly, across from the school is the Revnice Tennis Club. This is where a young Martina started hitting the balls for the first time. Finally, we see something of Martina. Look, there is a collage of her pictures. That's her, young in Revnice, and then winning many, many trophies. It is a small club. There is a coffee shop restaurant. An old man that opened the club for us and let us wander around. He was very impressed that we traveled all the way from Prague to visit Revnice. I don't think many people actually come here. Russell is very excited. He loves Martina. He's actually telling me that it's not Martina Navratilova, that it is Martina Navratilova. Let's go and see the clay court where she played. And this is the Revnice Tennis Club, the place where Martina Navratilova career started. Little town, 3,000 inhabitants, about some 30 kilometers away from Prague, beginning of one of the greatest tennis stars of all the times, Martina Navratilova. And from this little town, Martina went to the world and won 18 Grand Slam single titles, 31 major women's double titles, 10 major mixed double titles for a combine of 59 major titles. It is time to return to Prague. Beautiful Prague with the many bridges. Let's go to the Café Savoy here in Smichov. It is a beautiful, beautiful Viennese-style cafe, Art Nouveau, built in 1893. The architecture is sublime. Look at that. But it has quite a turbulent story. During World War I, it had to close down. Then it became all kinds of different shops. Even a butcher's was operating here. Today, it is back to its former glory. People come here for breakfast especially. That is the place to come for breakfast. Or for afternoon tea with one of those beautiful cakes. Everything is freshly baked on the premises. We have ordered the specialty coffee, which is with chocolate and cinnamon. And Russell chose this Paris-Brest pastry. I think that he finds it a little bit too rich. Very creamy. Thank God I ordered a plain almond croissant, and we can use chunks of the croissant to eat with the cream. That's quite nice. Going to Martina's place was a bittersweet experience. It was nice to see where she grew up, the place where she started her career. But then, apart from some pictures, there was absolutely nothing that would tell us that it was her hometown. its life. Martina was always a controversial figure, defecting at the age of 18 in 1975, giving up her then Czechoslovakian nationality. Maybe that is something that the Czech people never forgave her for. Martina was openly gay. Remember her 2014 wedding to Yulia Lemigova, the first Miss Russia. Martina will always be the Queen of Wimbledon. She embodies an era. She was a fighter against the communist regime, a gay icon, a woman forever to be remembered.